Hello, guys. I want to talk about the effects of your words. Um, I know for the longest time, for me, what somebody says to me or how they talk about me or um, their attitude in general affects how we feel about ourselves or about others. Um, and for me, that has been a key to depression. And I've noticed here it is March of 2019, and just recently I ran into somebody that had lost her son to suicide. And he had been dealing with depression for years. And they found his body in his bedroom at his apartment. And she had talked to him the night before. And um, he seemed like he was okay. But I guess his dad had said some things to him that were pretty harsh. And not everybody's decision is going to be up to your standards or what you would view as good. But not everybody thinks the same. And unfortunately, that's the way the world works today. Um, Everybody's views are different. They're different on different issues, and because of what his dad said to him, that affected him. See, before he was able to pull himself out of depression by calling his friends or family and reaching out to them and talking to them, putting on a happy face in front of his friends, and nobody ever knew that he dealt with depression. Only those that he called when he was dealing with his depression, only those that he called then knew that how bad his depression was. And unfortunately, he was not on any kind of medication at the time. He had taken medication before, but he wasn't at the time. And now, I don't know what your views are on certain psychosis medications. I know there are people that take them, and there are people that won't take them. Me, myself, I've taken them, and I don't feel that they helped. I felt like I was more like a zombie walking around. I wasn't in my mind at all. I was just going through my motions of daily things that I had to do. And so I felt that for me, prayer and fasting worked. That was for me. I'm not pushing that off on anybody else. They had what works for them. I do know that at one point in time, medications did work for me. But now I feel that prayer and fasting, talking with my family, my counseling, different things that I do are helping me. But back to this friend of mine or acquaintance of mine, he was not on medication at the time. And so he had always been able to pull himself out of it by surrounding himself with positivity. And that's why I think that we really need to observe ourselves, how we act around somebody, what we say to them, and how it can affect people. I mean, we may be joking, and to us, we're not trying to be offensive or anything, or even we're just trying to correct something that we feel is wrong. But it really can affect somebody. And apparently, his dad did not agree with some of his decisions, and he told him that. And some of the ways that he said it really, really affected him. And he went out and blew his head off. And now, because of that permanent decision that he made, his mother's having to deal with the cleanup. His sister has to deal with the cleanup. His girlfriend is having to deal with the cleanup. And the person that had spoke with him and made him feel that he had to make that permanent decision, didn't even faze him, didn't surprise. His exact words was, "Don't surprise me." And to me, a person like that, just they use was, I just don't know how somebody can say things that would cause such a permanent effect. So I just wanted to get on here and really encourage us to remember to think before we speak, because you may not realize it, but what we say can really, really affect somebody. Sometimes in a positive way, and sometimes in a negative way. So that's my rant. Sorry. I felt that we should remind each other that we need to think before we speak and pray for each other. If you do pray, I know a lot of people say, "Well, I'm atheist," or I don't believe in this or that, or they have their views about things. And that's their views. But if you do pray, I would encourage you to pray for each other and lift each other up. And I'm reminded that a lot of people say, "Oh, well, I'm a Christian." Okay, well, what does Christian mean? The word Christian means Christ-like. And I'm reminded that when you call yourself a Christian, and then you're telling that person that you are Christ-like. Yes, we are all human. We all make mistakes, and we all fall short. But if you're going to call yourself a Christian, remember what it means, and lift each other up, encourage each other, reach out to people. And when you see that somebody's having a bad day, smile, say hi to them. Whatever you think is going to help. Because at one point, always remember. For me, mine is remember where I came from. what I've been through and what I go through still. And that helps me a lot. And so I'm going to stop my rambling and get off my soapbox. So I just hope that this has encouraged somebody to remember to think before you speak, and really remember what it is to be Christian. So you guys have a good night, and God bless. And if you have any prayer requests, as always, leave them below in the comments, and I will be praying. If you have a praise report, leave it in the comments, and I'll praise God with you. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So, love you guys. Be praying for you, and you have a wonderful good night. Bye.